Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we are going to continue from where we stopped in our last class. But before we start today's topic, we're going to do the correction to the assignment I gave to you in the last class. So the correction is written on the board for question 1. For question 1, you are to factorize 16x squared minus 64x plus 64. So how do you factorize this? If you look at your 16x squared minus 64x plus 8 plus 64, it can be factorized as follows. You can rewrite your 16x squared as 4x squared, right? And you can write your 64 as 2 into bracket 32x. Then you can write your 64 as 8 squared. So you can have it like this. But so look at it. If you look at this form, it's now like you have the form under the perfect square. When you have to factorize the perfect square, it's now like this form. What's that form? X squared minus, right, 2xy then plus y squared. It's now like this form. Check it very well. Your 4x here is like you have what x here, square, and minus, this is minus. Can you see that? And 2, you have your 2 here. This one is now combination of what you have as x as y. Look at, you know that the answer to this becomes what? X minus y squared, right? So if you look at what you have here, it's now like you have what? This and this. 4 times 8 is 32, and you have your x. Do you see that? And your 64 is now 8 squared. It's as if you have what? Your y squared. So the answer here will just be what? The first item here, which is what? 4x, and the last item, which is 8. Then you close the bracket, you square everything. That is your answer. Now look at the second question. In the second question, you are also to factorize 4x squared minus 20xy plus 25y squared. If you look at this question as well, you can break it down as follows. As having what? 2x squared, 2 times 2 is still 4, and x squared is still what? X squared. And that will now be twice. 2 times 10xy, then plus 5y squared. 5 times 5 is still 25, and you have your y squared. Now, if you look at this form as well, it appears that it is like this form as well. As when you have your x squared minus 2xy, then plus y squared. Compare it together. 2x squared is the first term here. So as if you have your x here, x, 2x, 2, 10xy, which is combination of x and y. You also have your 10xy, which is what? Combination of 2x and 5y. 2 times 5 is 10, then x times y is xy. Then the last one is what? You have your 5y, then square. It's when you have your y square. So how do you get? The answer here is still be what? X minus y all square. That is the first item and the last item. The minus that you have here, then you square it. So here too, the answer will be what? 2x, which is the first item here, minus, and last item, which is 5y then square. So that's the answer. So when you have an expression that is in this form, you may not need to waste your time by saying, okay, let me say 16 multiplied by 64. Now look for the factor that when you add them together, give you 64. You may not need to go through that process. Just check it. If it is in form of the case of a perfect square, you quickly factorize it and get your answer like this. And the same thing also applies to this. Now the next one, that is number 3. What do you have there? You have to find this one is now quadratic equation, and you have to solve it. So how do you solve it? You have your 3 into bracket 2x minus 1, 3x minus 6, then everything equals to 0. So how do you solve it? You can open the bracket like this. 3 multiplied by 2. That is what? 6x, and 3 multiplied by minus 1, that is your minus 3. Since you have used 3 to open this bracket, you may not need that 3 again to open this bracket again. So for the 1, it's okay. So don't say, okay, I want to multiply this one by this, then you still multiply your 3 by this one to know that is not done like that.
So just multiply the 3 by this expression, by this item. It is okay. Now, you have your 6x minus 3. And you also have your 3x minus 6 equals 0. So you take each one after the other. So you have your 6x minus 3 equals 0. And you also have your 3x minus 6 equals 0. So taking this one to this side, you have this. Then divide through by 6. You're going to have your x equals 3 over 6, right? And you also have your x equals what? 6 over 3. So, what is 3 over 6? That is what? 1 over 2. And what is 6 over 3? That is 2. It means that your x is either what? Half, or your x is either what? Is either 2. So, from here, we are going to get what? X equals what? 1 over 2, or x equals 2. And that is it for the first question, the second one, and the third one. So we now go to the third. Now for the fourth question, what you have is that you have to find the value. You have to what? Solve this equation. And what do you have? You have your x squared, right? X squared minus 3x and plus 2. That is what you have. So how do you solve it? When you have x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals 0. You are going to look for the factor of 2, right? That when you add them together, you are going to get minus 3. And what is factor of 2? 2 is what? 2 times 1, which is what? 2. So how do you manipulate your 2 and 1 to get 3? Quickly say what? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 1. Minus 2 minus 1 is what? Minus 3. And minus 2 times minus 1 is also what? Plus 2. So this one what? Suffice, right? This one is what? Is okay. It is okay. It satisfies the what? The 2 condition. Minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. That's the first condition. And minus 2 times minus 1 is what? Is plus 2. That is what? The second condition. Now, you now rewrite this one in this one. You now have your x squared minus 2x minus 1x then plus 2. Everything equals what? 0. Everything equals what? 0. Right? Now, you now have what? You have 4 items. So you can group them into what? Into 2. Just like what we did in the last lecture. Now, what is common here? X is common. So you have x minus 2. What is common is what? Minus 1. So you have x minus 2 as well equals 0. Now, this and this, they are the same thing. So you can take 1 out of it. So you have this. Then the first one, what you have is what? Is x. What you have is what? Is minus 1. That is what? Equals 0. So you take each one after the other. So x minus 2 equals 0, or x minus 1 equals 0. So from here, you have your x to be what? S to be 2, or s to be 1. Therefore, s equals 2, or s equals 1. You see that? So that is how you want to solve that. So we also go to the next question, which is question number 5, for the correction that we are doing. Now, for question number 5, what we have here is you have to also solve this equation. 4x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0. So how do you solve it? Now, the number you have here is now for the longer one, so you are going to consider it. And what you have here is what is minus 1. So multiply your 4 by minus 1. You are going to get what? Minus 4, right? Now, when you get your minus 4, you ask yourself, what is the factor of 4 that when you add it together, you are going to get minus 3. And when you multiply it, you are going to get your minus 4. So how do you manipulate your 4 to get minus 3? The factor of 4 is what? You can use, it can be 2 times 2, right? But how do you manipulate your 2 times 2 to get 3? That is not possible. But you can see how it will be what? 4 multiplied by 1. So how do you manipulate your 4 and 1 to get 3? It is possible. You can see what? Minus 4 plus 1. So minus 4 plus 1 will give us what? Minus 3. And when you multiply your minus 4 and 1, you are going to get your minus 4, right? So it satisfies the condition. The condition of getting what? 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. That's the first condition here. And the condition of adding them together to get minus 3 it also what satisfy the condition. So let's write this one. So we're going to have 4x squared minus what? 4x plus 1x minus 1 equals 0. Now you have 4 items. You can group them into what? Into 2. So what is common here is what? Is 4x, right? So what do you have left? You have your x minus what? Minus 1. What is common here is what? Plus 1. You also have your x minus 1 equals 0. That is what you have. Now, when you have this, how do you solve it? This one and this, they are common. I mean, they are the same thing. So you take 1 out of the 2. So you have your x minus 1. Then you open your bracket, 4x. What you have there? Then plus 1. Everything equals 0. Take it one after the other. X minus 1 equals 0. Or 4x plus 1 equals 0. Right? So you have your x to be what? 1. Or your 4x to be minus 1. From here, you are going to have your what? X to be what? Minus 1 over 4. Therefore, x equals 1, right? Or x equals minus 1 over 4. You are done. That is it for the correction. So that is the question for that's the solution for the assignment number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So after this, we are going to start with our. Now, for today's work, what we are going to do is that how do you find what a quadratic equation whose roots are what given? When you are given the roots of a quadratic equation, how do you arrive at the equation? That is what we are going to do today. So let's start. Let's say we are given this for a particular quadratic equation. Let's say that our x equals what? Alpha or equals beta. If s is alpha or beta, how do you now get your equation from? How do you get your equation from this? If the x is alpha or beta, before you get this, it means what you have before is x minus alpha. You get that? And x minus beta equals 0. You know that? Because in the earlier example that we used, when you have x minus 2 and you have x minus 3 equals 0, what do? You say what? X minus 2 equals 0 or x minus 3. X minus 3 equals 0. So your x is what? Is 2 or x is 3. Do you get that? So you can get this. So if you want to reverse this back, what do? Just say x. When this plus 2 come here, it becomes minus, right? And when this plus 3 come, it become minus as well. Then equals 0. So the same thing we have done here. So if our x is what? Alpha or beta, before you arrive at this, you must have this, right? So this will give you this. So let's say we now say that okay, let's come back to the what? The initial expression, the initial equation. So let's open the bracket. You have your x multiplied by x. That is what? X squared. X multiplied by alpha. That is what? You are going to have what? You are going to have your alpha x. Then alpha multiplied by you have your what? Your minus. Sorry, this one become what? Beta x, right? S times beta, that is what? Beta x. Then alpha times a, that is what? Alpha x. Then minus times minus, that is what? Plus. Alpha times beta, that is what? Alpha beta. Everything equals what? 0. You can combine this one together. S is common, right? So we say what? X squared minus, right? Now, this minus is common to them, right? At the same time, x is common to them. So we take the word x will be there. So what do you have? You have your alpha plus beta. Open the bracket. Minus times alpha, that is minus alpha x. You get this one back. Minus times plus beta, that is what? Minus beta x. So nothing has changed. What we did just that we factorize brackets. Then what do you have here? Plus alpha beta equals 0. So this is what you are going to have. You notice one thing here, that when we say the root is alpha plus beta, what this one has given us is now the sum of the roots. And what we have gotten from here is what? Product of roots. And the coefficient of what you have is what is 1. Please take note of that. The first thing to know is that here you have what? Your alpha plus beta equals what? Sum of roots, right? And your alpha beta is what? Product of roots, right? And the coefficient of x is what? Is 1. Please take note of that. Your coefficient of x will be what? Will be 1. Now, let's do it further. Let's now consider a typical quadratic equation. When you have an equation like this, you have a what? A quadratic equation that is in this form. You have it as ax squared, right? Plus bs plus c equals 0. Look at that. You have a what? An equation like that. You can write this equation like this, divided through by a, right? By what? A by a by a. What are you going to have? You are going to have this one we cancel this, so you have what? X squared plus b over a x, right? Then plus c over a equals what? 0. Do you get that? This is an equation. It's a quadratic equation, right? This one is also what? A typical what? Quadratic equation. Let's say that when you solve this, you get y, right? Instead of what? Let's say you have what? You have y here. Let's say when you solve this as well, you also what? You also get what? Y. You can now equate. Let's now equate the two together. Let's equate this to this now. Let's see what we are going to have. Let's equate this to what? To this. What you have here is what? Is x squared, right? From here. From this equation. And this equation. What you have here is what? X squared, right? Minus alpha plus beta, that is x, then plus alpha beta. Equating it to this, you are going to have it what? X squared as well, right? Plus b over ax, right? Then plus c over a. Plus what? C over a. So take it one after the other. This is x squared, right? Equal to what? X squared. That one is gone, right? The second one, you have minus alpha plus beta equals, that one is x, right? Then equals b over ax. From here as well, x is what? Gone. So you now have what? Minus alpha plus beta equals b over a, right? Divide through by what? Minus 1, minus 1. This one we cancel this, abi. So you now have your what? Alpha plus beta equals what? Minus b over a. You get that? It means now that our sum of the what? Sum of the roots is now what? Minus b over what? Is now minus b over a. Meaning that if you're looking for the what? The sum of the root, it is now minus b over a. What about the product of the root? Product of the root. To be very quick, the product of the root, we are going to get that when you equate your what? Your alpha beta, you are going to get that when you what? When you say your alpha beta equals what? Equals c. This is it. Alpha beta equals what? C over a. Equals what? C over a. So therefore, alpha beta is c over a. So from this, the sum of the roots, to get it, it is now minus b over a, and the product of the root is now c over a. Please, let's take note of this because we are going to what? We are going to use the knowledge from here, from this, what we have done here to do some many equations under this aspect. So let's take example 1. So this is example 1. So the summary before we go,
From what we have done so far, we have the summary. The summary is that if you look at it very well, we see that the sum of the root is what? Which is alpha plus beta equals minus b over a, and the product of the root is what? Alpha beta, which is what? C over a. Now look at example 1. Here to find the quadratic equation whose roots are given like this. When you have something like this, you can do it in two ways. You can use what? Two methods. The first one is that for that number 1, where we have our x to be what? It means our x is 2 or 5. Our x is what? 2 or 5. So what do? You can bring it back. So you now have what? X minus 2, right? And you have x minus 5 equals 0. So from here you can get your equation. What are you going to have? You're going to have x times x squared, x times minus 5, that is what? Minus 5x, minus 2 times a, that is what? Minus 2x, then minus 2 times minus 5. You're going to have your 10, that is plus 10 equals 0. So let's combine it together. You have x squared, minus 5 minus 2 is what? Minus 7x, then plus 10 equals 0. This is the equation, right? That is the first method. But you can still apply the second method, which appears to be very fast, if you know how to do it. Now, that one is under this, what we have done here. Look at this. Where we have the equation in our previous working that you have it as x squared minus alpha plus beta, then plus alpha beta equals 0. This one is what? Sum of the root. This one is what? Product of the root. And you have your root to be what? 2 and 5. That is your root, 2 and 5. It means your quadratic equation will now be what? X squared minus what is alpha plus beta? That is what? 2 plus 5. So you have what? 2 plus 5, right? X, 2 plus 5x plus 2 multiplied by 5 equals 0. And what's your answer? We are going to have x squared minus 2 plus 5 is what? 7x. Then 2 times 5 is what? Is 10 equals 0. That is your answer. So you still get the same answer. But this one appears to be what? Quicker than this. No, you still have to open the bracket to multiply. But you don't need to do that one under this method. Just add them together for the roots. Multiply together for the same root and you get your answer. So you can either what? When you have an equation like this, you can solve it either like this or like this. You still get the same answer. Now, we quickly go to the second one. For the second question, you are to find the what? The equation whose roots are what? 5 and minus 4. So let's use this method to solve that. To get what? 5. To get an equation from that. So what do you have? You have at the second one, you have your x to be what? To be 5 or minus 4. So what is the equation? The equation is what? X squared minus alpha plus beta x, then plus alpha beta equals 0. Right? So we are going to have x squared minus, what is the sum of alpha and beta? That is what? 5 plus minus 4. Right? Then you have your x, then plus 5 multiplied by minus 4 equals what? 0. So what are you going to have? You're going to have x squared minus 5 times 5 minus 4. That is 1. Right? So you're going to have your 1. 5 minus 4 is what? Is 1. Then you have your x, then plus 5 times minus 4 is what? Minus 20 equals 0. Finally, you have what? X squared minus what? X, then minus 20 equals 0. This is your answer. Very simple. So from the knowledge of the sum and product of root, you can easily what? Get the what? The equation of a quadratic equation. You can quickly what? You can easily get it. Now we go to the next example, and that one is when you have minus 3 over 4 and minus 3 over 4. So we still apply the same method. So the third one, when your x is what? Minus 3 over 4,
or minus 3 over 4, which is what? It appeared twice. Minus 3 over 4 appeared twice. So how do you do it? Let's rewrite our equation. You have s squared, right? Minus alpha plus beta s plus alpha beta equals 0. So what are you going to have? You have your s squared minus 3 over 4, right? Minus again 3 over 4, then you have your s plus minus 3 over 4 multiplied by minus 3 over 4 equals 0. So what do? You are going to find the LCM here, meaning that you are going to have what? Your s squared minus the LCM of 4 and 4 is still 4, right? So minus 3 is what? Minus 6. So you have it to be what? 4. 4 here, that was minus 3, right? Then minus, that is what? Minus 6. Okay, then you have your s here. Then plus minus 3 times minus 3, that is 9. Then 4 times 4, that is what? 16 equals 0. You get that? Let's go further. You are going to have your s squared minus times minus, that is plus. Plus what? 6 over 4x, then plus 9 over 16 equals 0. So you have an equation like this. But this equation can still be what? Solved further. You can see what? Solve the equation further. That is, what if you don't want to have LC, you don't want to have it in what? In fraction. It means that you ask yourself that what is the LCM of 1, 4, and 16? What is the what? The LCM of 1, 4, and 16. So in that case, we are going to multiply through by the LCM. So the LCM of 1, 4, and 16 is still what? 4. So you go further like this. If the LCM is 16, then you say what? Multiply through. What is it? Multiply through by what? By 16. So you are going to have 16 multiplied by s squared, right? Plus 16 multiplied by 6 over 4s, then plus 9 plus what? 16 multiplied by 9 over 16 equals 0. 0 times what? 0 multiplied by 16. 0 multiplied by 16. So what do you have? You are going to have 16 s squared, 4 here 1, 4 here 4. 4 multiplied by 6, that is what? 24. So plus 24x, right? 16 here we cancel what? 16. That is also what? Plus 9 equals 0. So this is your what? Equation. So when this equation is solved, you are going to have your root to be what? This. So having the root for the equation like this, then from this equation, you get this. You get that? From solving this equation, you are going to arrive at this answer. And when the answer is given like this, you can still what? Get back your equation, just like what we have done on the board. So this is what? The question for the first example. Inshallah, we go to the second example. Now, this is example 2. In example 2, you have to find the sum and the product of the roots of the following equation. Equation 1, you have your s squared plus 8x plus 15 equals 0. Second one, you have your 15y squared minus 17y plus 5 equals 0. And the third one, you have your 6x squared equals 2x plus 20. Now, from the first one, you have your x squared. Let's write solution. Number 1, you have x squared plus 8x, then plus what? 15 equals what? 0. So how do you solve this? If you are to find the sum of the roots, the sum of the root is this. From what we have done so far, the sum of the root is what? Sum of the root. What do you call it? We say it is what? Minus b over a, right? And we say that product of the root is what? C over a. So this is what we are looking for. Now from the first equation, let's write it. We have 1x, right? plus 8 1s squared plus 8s plus 15. From this expression, it is now like this: AL squared, you see that, plus BX, then plus C. So from here, our what? You see that? A equals what? 1. You see this? B equals what? B equals 8. And what is C? C equals 15. That is just it. A is what? 1. B is what? 8. C is what? 15. So what is now your sum of the root? Very simple. Your sum of the root equals minus B over A. What is your A? What is your B? That is minus 8 over 1. Answer is what? Minus 8. Very simple. And what is the product of the root? That is alpha beta. That is what? C over A. What is your C here? Your C is what? 15. And what is your A? A is 1. Answer is what? 15. You are done. That's what you have to do. So the sum of the root is what? Is minus 8, and the product of the root is 15. Now for the second one, very quick, you have the equation to be what? 15. You have it to be what? 15y squared, right? Minus 17y, then plus 5 equals 0. So what is the sum of the root here? Very simple now. Sum of the root equals minus b over a. What is your minus b? Minus 17. That be what? Minus 17 over what? Over 15. Minus times minus is what? Plus 17. Then over 15. You are done. And what is the product of the root? That is alpha. Alpha what? Alpha beta. That is what? C over a. What is your C here? C is 5, right? And what is your A? A is 15. 5 here, 1, 5 here, 3. Answer is what? 1 over 3. So you are going to get a what? 1 over 3 for the second question. So you can take the last one. So what do you have in the last question? The last one, you have your equation to be 6x squared, right? Equals 2x plus 20. You need to rewrite this before you can do it. So let's quickly do that one. So when you have the equation like this, when you have your equation like this, 6x squared equals 2x plus 20. You are going to first rewrite the equation. So what do you have? You have your 6x squared, carry this 2 plus 2 to this side. You are going to have it as what? Minus 2x. Then this one becomes minus 20 equals 0. So we are looking for the sum of the root, which is what? Alpha plus beta. And what is the answer? That is minus b over a. What is your minus b? Your b is what? Minus 2. And your a is what? 6. Why your c is what? Minus 20. So you are going to have minus, this one is what? Minus 2. Then over a is 6. That is over 6. Minus multiplied by minus, that is what? You are going to have your 2 over 6, and that is what? 1 over 3. And for the product, you have alpha beta, which is what? C over a. What is your C? The last number here, and that is what? Minus 20 over a. What is your a? That is 6. You can see, cut it. So 2 here was minus 10. Then 2 here was, that be 3. So you have to answer to be what? Minus 10 over 3. Or you can express it in what? In proper fraction. That be what? Minus 3 over 1 over 3. And that is your answer. So we now go to the example 3. Now the question, this is example 3. So the question under this topic can still come in this form. Here, you were told that if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, what's the equation? 2x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals 0. Find the value of alpha plus beta, 3 alpha beta, and 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta, everything squared. So what do you do? To do it is very simple. What is the equation? The equation is what? 2x squared minus 8x, right? Then plus 6 equals 0. So what is the first? If you look at the first question, you have to find the sum of the root, and that is what? Alpha plus beta. It might be what? In that case, you are going to have what? You are going to have your minus b over a. And what is your minus b? Your minus b is what? Your minus b is minus 8 over what? Over 2. And that is what? 8 over 2, which is what? 4. Very simple. So from here, the sum of the root is what? Is 4. Meaning that the answer to the first question is 4. The second one, you have to find 3 alpha beta. What is alpha beta? That was 3 into bracket c over a. And what is your c? Your c is what? 6. What is your a? Your a is 2. So what are you going to have? You are going to have this. You are going to have your 3 alpha beta to be what? 3 into bracket 2 here, 1, 2 here, what? 3. That will be 3 into bracket 3. And what's the answer? Answer is 9. So the second question, 3 alpha beta becomes what? 9. 3 alpha beta becomes what? 9. Now let's go to the last one. That is number 3. You have to find 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta, everything squared. So let's solve this. We first solve the one, what we have inside the bracket. What is the LCM of alpha and beta? The LCM of alpha and beta is what? Alpha beta. Alpha in beta, in alpha beta, that is what? Beta. Beta times 1. You're going to have your beta. Then beta in alpha beta is what? Alpha. Alpha times 1, that will be alpha. Meaning that you have what? Everything squared. So the answer here becomes what? The order does not matter. Alpha plus beta over alpha beta, everything squared. And from what you have done so far, what is this? Can you see now? This one is now sum of the roots. And this one called alpha beta, which is your product of the roots. So what is the sum of the root that we got? That is 4. Meaning that we are going to have sum to be what? 4. And what is the product of the roots? That is what? 6 over 2, which is what? 3. This one becomes what? 3. Everything squared. What's that the answer? 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. Very simple. Or improper fraction. 9 is 16. 1. We made our what? 7. That is 7 over 9. So you have your answer as 16 over 9 or 1 over 7 over 9. So if the question still come like this, this is how you solve them. Very simple. Very simple. So we now go to the now for the last example. Look at this. The question can still come like this form. You are told that if 4 is a root of the quadratic equation x squared minus bx minus 22 equals 0. You have to find the value of b and you have to find the value of other roots. Find the value of what? Other roots. So how do you find this? When you have something like this. So let's do it like this. We know that when you have solution now, you have your equation to be x squared minus bx minus 22 equals 0. Right? When you have something like this, and one of the roots is what? S equals what? 4. So equating your s to be 4, take value of s to be 4, put it here to get your value of b. So let's put s equals 4 into this equation. So we are going to have 4 squared minus b into bracket 4 minus 22 equals 0. So what do we have? We have 16 minus 4b minus 22 equals 0, right? So we are going to have 16 minus 22, that is what? Minus 6, then minus 4b equals 0. So what is your minus 4b? Minus 4b equals what? Minus equals 6 plus 6, right? Then divide through by minus 4 by minus 4. This one we cancel this. So you are going to have your b to be what? 6 over 4 minus. 6 over what? 4 minus. So let's solve it further. Solving it further, you are going to have your b. Your b becomes what? Minus 3 over 2. This is your B. That is your B. Now put the value of B into the equation back. So the equation is what is S squared minus BS minus 22 equals 0. It's now become what? S squared minus, what is your B? B is what? Minus 3 over 2, right? Then minus 22 equals 0. So you are going to have S squared minus times minus is what? Plus. That is what? Plus 3 over 2. Then minus what? 22. This one has x. It has x. Then equals what? 0. So you now have the equation like this. Now, you are now told that we have to find the other roots. But we know that sum of the roots equals what? Equals the sum of the roots will be what? It be our, that be what? Minus b over a. That is the sum of the roots. Minus b over what? A. Our minus b is what? Is minus into bracket what? 3 over 2. Right? So we have alpha plus beta to be what? Minus 3 over 2. One of the roots is what? Is 4. Meaning that alpha plus 4 equals minus 3 over 2. Right? What is now alpha? Alpha is what? Minus 3 over 2 minus 4. So when you have minus 1.5, which is 3 over 2, and minus 4, what are you going to have? Let's solve it like this. Sm is the 1. Sm is what? 2. Right? 2 into, that is 1. 1 times 3, that is minus 3. Then 1 into 2. 2 times minus 4, that is what? Minus 8. So we are going to have minus 11 over 2. Minus what? 11 over 2. Meaning that the other root will now be what? Minus 11 over 2. So for that, for this question, to quickly complete it, for this question, our alpha is what? 4. Or we can say alpha from this question is what? Minus 11 over 2. And our beta is 4. Therefore, S equals 11 over 2 minus or 4. This can be written as what? Minus 5 and half. That is, S is what? Minus 5 whole number 1 over 2 or 4. This is the other root. That is what? The other root. And our B is what? Minus 3 over 2. That is that. So inshallah, so that is the last example for today. And what we are going to have now is our assignment. Please ensure you practice it very well and make sure you submit it today. Please ensure you submit your assignment. The assignment will still be passed to you through the assignment menu on the portal, and you have to follow the same process to submit your work, which I will be expecting from you. So the assignments, I'm going to write on the board now. Your assignments, you have two questions. The first one, you have to find the equation whose roots are 7 and 8, and whose roots are minus 2 over 5, right? And minus 1.5. For the second one, you are told that if alpha is minus 1 over 2 is a root of the quadratic equation, and that equation is what? 8x squared minus bs minus 3 equals 0. You have to find 1, the value of b. 2, you have to find the other roots. And 3, you have to find the value of 1 over alpha minus 1 over beta, everything squared. That is the assignment. Please, if you see all these questions is what we have done today. So we have example on each of the questions. Please ensure you go through the example very well. Write it down in your notes. Practice as many questions as possible under it, and after which you now solve your question on the assignment, which you submit through the assignment menu on the e-portal. Please ensure you do it very well so that I can get everything. We pray Allah to be with us and to also ease our task. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.